In this video, we will learn about the Motion Design Outliner and why it is important. Motion Design Outliner is a visually focused editing tool designed to manage elements used especially for animation in a layer-based and timeline-compatible way, and it works integrated with the sequencer. This panel has 4 basic functions you should use. The first is the search bar. You can use this to quickly reach the item you want. For example, in this sample project, you need to reach a specific item and you know the label of your item. And let's assume that you don't want to select this actor through the viewport. You can quickly access it by typing the item label. Or if you don't know the name of your actor but you do know its type, you can also search by actor type. For example, it might be a shape. As you can see, it listed everything that is a shape actor. Or let's say I want to list only the actors with a sublayer modifier. If I type and select sublayer, it will list the relevant elements. As additional info, this item search feature is one of the things that distinguishes it from the standard editor outliner. If you open the standard outliner and try to search for the same item here, you won't get any results. You will even notice that the items heading in the Motion Design Outliner does not exist here. We can go back to the Motion Design Outliner. If you want to access type filters quickly, you can use the second main feature, filtering. Let's take a detailed look at the filters here. The first one, no actors. The second one filters actors that have any modifier. The third filters actors with material designer materials. The fourth one lists all actors that are in any sequence. In other words, all elements with animation are filtered. Text filter, blueprint actor, light, camera, static mesh actor, and skeletal mesh actor are our standard actor filters. In the toolbox filter, there is an important point to note. This filter only filters dynamic 2D and 3D shapes, not everything you see in the toolbox. Scene rig actor filters actors inside the level that are connected to the scene rig of the level we are in. If needed, you can use more than one filter at the same time. To select them all at once, use Select All. To deselect all, you can use the deselect icon. The color option is a very good tool for custom filtering. So, for example, you want to create a filter that is independent of type, item, or name. Assign the same colors to the actors you want to group for filtering. Then if you write this selected color in the search bar, you will get a list filtered by that color. A similar example to the color option is tags. If you can't see the tags heading, right-click the upper area and enable tags. Let's assume you have multiple texts in your overlay graphic and you want to group some of them for easier selection. Select all the text you want. Then, in the Details panel, write Tag in the search bar and add your desired tag under the Tags section of the actor. As you can see, we can see these tags in our outliner. And if you write this tag in your search bar, all text with this tag will be filtered. This setting helps keep your workspace clean and focused. Another core feature is lock and visibility. Actors in the outliner can be locked or hidden, preventing accidental edits or selections while you're working on complex scenes. Especially for visibility, note that there are 2 different settings. The one on the left controls visibility within the editor. The one on the right controls visibility during runtime. So while working inside the editor, you can use the editor visibility as much as you want. However, in the final product, which actors will be visible is determined by the runtime visibility. When lock is used, you lock the transform values of the relevant actor. For example, lock the background. Even if you can select the shape, you will notice that its transform values cannot be changed. You can also see that these parameters are disabled in the Details panel. Another feature is null actors. You can find this actor at the top right corner and also in the toolbar. However, for ease of use and faster workflow, using the shortcut in the Motion Design Outliner will be more effective. Basically, null actors are used to group shapes or actors in the scene, and it is one of the most used actors in our workflow. To use it, select the shapes or actors you want to group and click on the null actor. You will now see your selection grouped under a null actor. If needed, you can separately control the transform values of this group. Move, rotate, and scale. Or if you want a modifier to affect the entire group, you can apply that modifier to the null actor so that it also affects the children. Additionally, as you can see, you can create a null actor under another null actor, allowing you to create a nested structure. The view options. Next to the null actor, determine the general listing logic of the items heading in your outliner. Horizontal item list controls the visibility of items belonging to actors or shapes. If you use item tree, these items will also be listed under your actors. With item types, you can choose which items you want visible in the outliner. From the settings in the top right corner, you can also access options like expand all and collapse all. At the bottom, your total actor count and selected item count are shown. On the right side, you can navigate through your bulk selections. In addition to all these usability features, if you right-click on your actors, you can see your generic actions. You can choose actions like copy, paste, delete, rename from here. However, in motion design specifically, duplicate does not only copy the object, but also all its items. So if you copy an object linked to animation, you will also be copying its animations, and the sequence will include this copy animation of the copied object. Or if it uses a modifier, those modifiers will also be copied. In addition to your generic actions, you can also access shortcuts and actions from other panels here. Lastly, remember that motion design fundamentally uses a layer system, so the order of actors directly affects how modifiers, translucent priorities, or animations behave. This is something the standard outliner does not have, because the standard editor outliner only presents a list alphabetically. But in the motion design outliner, you benefit from this layer system. I can show this with a simple example. In this graphic, our texts are positioned with grid arrange under a null actor. The order of the texts in the outliner directly determines where they will be placed in this grid. As you can see, the touchdown text is in the first position. If you look at its position in the outliner, you will see it's also at the top. For example, if you want to place the interception text in the first position, you can simply drag and drop it to the top in the outliner. Therefore, when using the motion design outliner, always keep layer order and parent-child relationships in mind. Thank you for listening.